All right, so my name is Valerie Elliott. I'm the owner of Y-kiki Divers, and I'm joined with Y-kiki Dive Master Dee Dee Gavin. We are here tonight to talk about our travel series. It's the Iberostar trip to Cozumel, Mexico. And we have been doing this trip, I think it's been more than 15,
Yes.
16 years.
Yeah.
So this is one of our most favorite dive vacations to Cozumel, and we always go the same time of year, which is over Halloween, the United States Halloween, October 31st, and in Mexico it's Dia de los Muertos, Muertes, Day of the Dead. So what we found is that it's kind of a perfect time of year to go. And they have a humongous celebration. The Mexicans have a humongous celebration for Day of the Dead. So it's just a nice time to head to the tropics and get some beautiful drift diving in. So this here is a view of the property. Unlike some of the other properties that we've been to in Mexico, this one is extremely lush. It's like very jungly. All the buildings are surrounded by trees and vegetation. Very, very pretty. A little bit further laid out, but that's also nice too. You get away from that main area. You're kind of in your own little building as you get a little further away from that center. So really
Valerie,
great property.
are you sharing your desktop?
I am.
Are you not seeing it?
Hold on. Maybe I'm not.
I just see the two beautiful ladies, that's all.
Aww.
There you go.
Okay, is that good?
Yep.
Yes, that's it.
Okay.
Looks good.
Well, there you go. Thank you. I appreciate the help. Okay. So where is Cozumel? So basically it's a straight shot down. It's an island off the eastern coast of Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula, opposite of Playa del Carmen. It is separated by the mainland by the Cozumel Channel and is in the state of Quintana Roo, Mexico. So very easy to get to. So our flights this year are going to be on, we've got group flights arranged, and they are on United Airlines this year. We're going to leave October 25th. We're going to depart St. Louis at the bright and early hour of 6:15 in the morning. Arrive into Houston at 8:35. We've got 1 hour turn in Houston. So we get into Cozumel right at lunchtime. So perfect timing. So we will be able to get to the resort and settled in and not be rushed that evening. We'll even be able to visit the dive shop, right?
Oh yeah, the buffet's open and the bar's open when we get there. So we roll right into there, shake off the stress of the travel, and then we'll get a dive briefing in later that day.
Perfect.
So, yep.
And then our return flights are November 1st. We're departing Cozumel at 3:42, going through Houston, getting into St. Louis at 10 p.m. Pretty respectable flights on United Airlines. So this will be our first glimpse of the property. This is the Iberostar lobby. Very pretty. And we will submit everybody's requests for ground floor rooms or second floor rooms or near the dive shop or whatever the case may be. The thing that we've been enjoyed is that we have a very good relationship with Dressel Divers, and then the dive shop manager's name is Naza.
Mm-hmm.
And he helps us tremendously ensure that there's with the communication with the property, believe it or not. So we're even able to use him to help us iron out any problems that we might have. He's our direct contact on site at Iberostar. So room amenities. All of our rooms, we have 2 different categories this year, and the room amenities include a coffee maker, a hair dryer, a private balcony with hammock, Wi-Fi and television, and I'm not sure why they include it, but an iron and ironing board. And what did you tell me that you guys do with the hammock?
We fold it up, or we lay our wet stuff on there, and that's part of our drying rack for our skins and rash guards. So it comes in handy for that.
But as you can see from that top picture here, all of the buildings are brightly colored, and they're just pretty charming with thatched roofs, and these different paths to walk through.
It's more of a lush tropical resort, much more of a lush tropical resort than it is a hotel. So the property's really pretty.
Right there on that southern peninsula too. All right, so we have some premium ocean view rooms. This is a sample of your view. So you'll get a little bit of a glimpse of the ocean through the jungle flowers. It's really beautiful. And the rooms are nicely appointed. So they'll either come in a king-size bed or with 2 twins if you're sharing as a double. You do have access to a balcony or a patio, right?
Yep. Every room has the patio or the balcony with the hammock on it.
Yeah. So nice and clean, beautiful floors. Yeah. Anything?
The rooms are nice.
Air conditioning works good?
Air conditioning works great.
Good.
So, standard U.S. plugs and everything. So, but there's, the shampoo and all that stuff is on site now, and all the bathrooms and supplied. So.
That's nice. So you don't have to pack all that.
Don't have to pack that stuff.
Helps. Yeah, helps with the luggage weight.
Yep.
You can bring the cute shoes then.
You could. Or extra pair of flip-flops. All right, the next category that we have are the premium near pool rooms. These are closer to the dive shop, is my understanding. Closer to the dive shop and kind of surrounding that pool area.
So you're kind of next to everything, all the center of the hive. Again, a hammock and a balcony, nice clean rooms. Again, the beds can be configured in different ways. You have a refrigerator there too, don't you?
Yeah, there's a mini bar in each room, and it's restocked daily. So you have, unlimited use to that. It's all inclusive. So you get out of there whatever you need, and it gets magically refilled the next day when they make your bed.
Love it. What about water? Do they have water dispensers?
Water, they'll give you, every room will have 2 taller glass carafes, and then there's filtered water fill stations. First of all, the water's perfectly fine to drink on the island. It's all filtered on that resort. But they have water fill stations for a cold water dispenser, and then we fill our water bottles up, we put them in the fridge. It's nice and cold, and then we just use those throughout the day.
And they avoid any single-use plastics also on this property. So there's no water bottles per se.
They sold them a couple years ago, then they stopped. So there is none. So if you, standard for us is to bring our own water jug anyways, because we don't carry plastic. So we carry our own refillable bottles, as well for the dive boat. But in the room you'll have a glass carafe, which obviously you're not going to take on the boat. Please don't take it on the boat.
Don't take that on the boat. But excellent. All right.
So this is actually the I think this is the front when she showed you the picture of the lobby. This is the buffet area that's open on in the mornings for breakfast, and you can coffee, soda, ice, water, and about anything you want to eat for breakfast. They have omelet chefs there, cook to order eggs. So great food. You won't lose weight on this trip. Let's put it that way. So,
and if you do, it's your own darn fault.
That's right. So this is the breakfast place, and it's also one of the options for dinner. So if you don't want to wait at a restaurant for them to serve you and bring you courses, you just walk into the buffet area, grab a plate, and go eat.
So they do, and here at this main dining area, they serve a variety of cuisines, different nights. They have different themes, so Mexican and Italian to Caribbean, international in others. So they sort of spice it up as the week goes on.
And a very awesome Halloween spread for Halloween. All the desserts.
Oh, I remember all those
all
pictures.
super,
Yes.
you know, like creepy worms and things like that. Just very cool. Just a lot of work goes into it.
They do a tremendous job. So,
They do.
yeah. So this is just another picture of that buffet.
Just part of one of them. It's all over the place.
It's all along there. So lots to choose from and plenty of it.
Yes. All right, so this is El Cedro. It looks very similar. It's actually a hut, kind of, and it's a large hut, very large hut, in the middle of the property, so El Cedro. At lunchtime, this is a great, the front buffet is typically closed, so this is where you would go for buffet style service for lunch. And they usually have a street taco little setup outside of there. Great food though. Just, I mean, you know, lots of fresh meat, fish, salad, just a huge dessert little area there. Best guacamole and pico ever. So, yeah,
Nice.
that's our lunch thing, and it's fairly close to the dive shop area, and also situated by the pool.
Is this the same restaurant that gets converted into the steakhouse at
Yep,
night?
this becomes a steakhouse or smokehouse at night for more restaurant, restaurant fancy type seating. So yes,
Where they serve you.
They serve you,
You do
yes.
have to make a reservation?
I believe you do. I know sometimes people have just kind of showed up, and if they have a spot, they'll let you in, but they'll ask you to do reservations.
Yeah, good. And then this one?
All right, so that's the Mexican restaurant, and we have some good pictures. Have a question? No? Okay. This is the Mexican restaurant that's on property, and we have some good pictures of people on saddles from our trips in the past there. That's the bar stools at the bar. But this is a restaurant that you could go to, and once again, you're served here. So it's all menus, warding off menus, and being served. But the food's excellent.
It says they've got burgers, ceviches, burritos, and much more Mexican cantina theme.
Never had a burger there.
Never
Always
had a burger.
Had the Mexican, but never had a burger there. So I can't attest to that. But
Cantina Las Dos Marias.
if you want a burger, go to the snack shack that's backed by El Cedro. So. All right,
They'll
so
make
this-
they make the guacamole right there in front of you on site.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
It's delish. So this is the Japanese restaurant. Once again, this is where they're gonna, only opens at night, and they're gonna serve you. It says it's a spectacular buffet. I think they have a small buffet area, but you also order off the menu. So I think they do starters off that, and then you order your mains.
So, and they claim it's Indonesian, Vietnamese, Chinese, Singapore, Korea, Thailand, Japan, and the Philippines. So they're trying to do an Asian fusion of sorts. So, yum.
Yeah, so the food you won't lack for food there. So. All right.
Okay, so this here is the Dressel Divers building. And Dee Dee wanted to point out that there's a rinse tank right underneath that thatched roof,
Yeah,
right?
does your arrow or does your pointer?
I don't know if it does.
Do you
Can
see the pointer?
You see my pointer?
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay. So that right there is the rinse tanks, and so when you come back from a dive, you rinse all of your gear, and there's storage lockers there too.
You see the thatched hut part right there?
Uh-huh.
Actually, the building's
This
just
right here?
right there.
Uh-huh.
We have gear storage that we can put in, hang our gear in there. There's bins for fins and masks and things. BCDs. Well, BCDs will hang up, but for your other stuff, there's bins there. So you dunk and then just hang your stuff up and you're done.
Do they provide hangers for you?
Yes.
Perfect.
Now we bring our own in case they run out. So if you have a travel hanger, bring it. If you don't, there should be plenty of hangers there.
Okay. So this here is the dock that extends from the beach area. Dee Dee was saying that and I remember this from Sunscape, which is just up the road. It looks like a perfectly, fine sandy beach, but in fact, it's a little more ground up coral So you do want to have some foot protection, so some sort of a shoe, right?
Yeah, if you're going to get in the water, that's where you're going to run into the rockier part. The beach is sandy and beautiful,
Okay,
but this is one of the few places where you have a nice beach there in Cozumel.
absolutely.
But
Right.
yeah, if you're going to get, this is also the snorkeling area around where the alongside this side of the pier. So if you're going to get out and snorkel and you're walking in, just wear your booties or have some water shoes.
But it's got a nice long dock there, and that's where they dock all of the different dive boats in the mornings.
Yep.
And pick up different groups. And we'll have our own boat, right?
Yes.
Okay. So speaking of the boats, we'll be diving with the on-site dive shop Dressel Divers, as we described. From the resort, there are more than 15, well, there's lots of dive sites nearby, but they sort of focus on these main 15 that are those southern dive sites. All reefs are approximately 10 minutes away by boat, and we often, if not every single time, come back to the resort in between dives.
Yeah, and I would say the dive site might be 5 minutes away. It might be 15, might be 10. So you get on the boat, you get your gear, your tank analyzed, and you get your gear together, and you're ready. You're ready to dive because you're not going very far. We kind of pick dive sites. We work with the crew and pick out the dive sites. There's dive sites that are farther away. We may choose to maybe go up to the C-53 and dive that wreck and do a more northerly dive, and they'll bring a snack on the boat, and then we won't go back. But typically we do come back between dive sites and do our between the two tanks in the morning, do our surface interval. They come back, change out tanks. We go hit a real bathroom, get a soda from the or coffee from the snack shack that's back there. Pick up your something that you may have forgotten in the morning. So we have that
Pretty
flexibility
convenient.
to come back and grab something and then go back out.
So are there heads on these boats?
There's a marine toilet.
There is a marine toilet.
Yes.
And we'll just leave it at that,
Yeah,
right?
if you need to go there, we'll talk about what a marine toilet means, but probably won't cover that now. So there are bathrooms on the boat, but it's nice to come back to land and have a bathroom that's not moving.
So as far as thermal protection goes, my memory, I usually wore a full-length 3 mil because I tend to get a little chilled, but I see a lot of people in just rash guards.
Rash guard. I wear the skin the long pants just for protection. Rash guard shirt. My husband's on the call too. He dives in a rash guard and a swimsuit. That's it.
Kind of keeps you protected from that sunshine too.
That's what we're hiding from.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What's
Good.
the water temperature like?
Water temperature around the time we're there is below
About 85
80s.
to 84, 85 degrees.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Perfectly. That's pretty darn pleasant.
Yeah. Oh, it's
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, I've been at 85 before with nothing at all, so
Yeah.
it's good.
Well, a little something, right?
Yeah,
Brian,
yes,
come on.
bathing suit and the shirt.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just clarifying.
Yeah.
It's not an
not
angler.
that kind of
It's
trip.
not an anglerfish kind of trip. All right. All right. So this is some of the dive sites that Dressel Divers. You can see they go almost all the way up there to almost near town. That Villa Blanca Wall, Paradise Reef,
That's right up there by the some of the ports
the ports and stuff like that.
or the cruise ship docking. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yep. And we're down. You see Dressel Divers on there, so we're down in the middle of all the sites.
Very, very close
Yep.
by. And it's all in a marine park. So as being part of the marine park, you're not allowed to wear gloves or have dive knives.
No knives, no gloves. You'll get a bracelet that you can wear through the week to show that you're
You're paid up with
paid
the
up
marine
for the
park fees.
marine park fees. Yep. So,
And those marine park fees are included in our cost, by the way.
yes.
So as is nitrox. So nitrox is I think when you're on vacation, it's a must. And this Dressel Divers includes it in their packages, which is also nice. So if you're not nitrox certified, it is just one evening. It's just a couple of hours of classroom e-learning that you do at home. You're essentially learning all the pros and the cons of diving nitrox. And then you'll come to the store and spend 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes, learning how to analyze a cylinder, and then how to enter that reading into your dive computer. So it is a very easy class and just a tremendous tool to have in your back pocket and to use on a dive vacation like this, especially when nitrox is already included. So if you're thinking of going, this would be a perfect opportunity because you get 15 dives with nitrox, so you learn how to use it. And Brian and Dee Dee both will be there. Everybody gets a little rusty, so those first couple of analyzations,
We just watch them analyze, and we watch it and we read over their shoulder.
and we read over their shoulder,
Yep.
and then entering into dive computers
And
is
switching your computer, we can walk you through that. We record what they analyzed, so
It's all-
and then
yeah.
we set our computers.
Yeah, it's a perfect trip to
Yep.
get exposed to nitrox if you're not already nitrox certified. So, all right. So let's talk about the diving, right? This is where the rubber meets the road here. That is a nice giant stride there. And it is drift diving. So, and some people might think that maybe a little bit nervous about drift diving, but in all fairness, it is about as easy as it comes. It's about a 2 to 3 knot current, I
Yeah.
think is what they say.
It's a nice lazy way to dive.
It is if you got to, lazy,
I mean,
absolutely.
efficient.
Yes. Well, yeah. So they'll have us all get ready, and then they'll start, having us do a giant stride in. So we want to make sure that all of us have our BCD jackets on and our fins on, right? And we'll stand up and shuffle to the back. They'll assist us. They'll get us in the water pretty rapidly. On the girls' trip, we were so darn slow, they had to throw out the tagline because the girls
Just to get in?
Yes, because the girls wouldn't. They would just. Yes, they were so fussy. Oh, is it my turn? Am I getting up?
No,
where's
we're
my
ready to-
mask?
we're-
Yeah.
Go. And,
Yeah.
if you have any issues where you need to put your gear on the water, they set your, you just get off the boat and they'll lower your gear down. You can get into your gear there at the top at the surface.
None of those things are issues, and they'll
Nope.
help you, and especially
Same
getting
way as
back
getting out.
on.
Yeah,
Right,
same way
exactly.
getting on.
They'll help us with that.
Yep.
So no worries at all. So you jump in, and it's a drift. So if you just turn into the current and you just kick very lazily, you will just stand still. So you can easily wait for everybody to gather, and then the dive guide will usually signal, and then head off into the drift and lead the dive for us. The dives are usually 45, 50 minutes, an hour.
55 to 70.
Kind of depends on the depth and everybody's
Yeah.
air
Yeah.
usage,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
And then the dive guide will deploy a delayed surface marker with a reel and a surface marker that'll send up to the surface. And that can be from 40 feet, 50 feet sometimes. I mean, it's usually
Yeah.
it can be that deep, but usually by the end of the dive they've gone up to
Starting to
the
get
shallow
shallower.
sections. But as a newer diver, I appreciated having that visual reference of the line. You don't want to hang on to it because that's attached to the dive master at the other
That's
end.
right. Do not do that.
But you could use it. You could turn into the current, and then you could keep that line as a visual reference as you slowly made your ascent, and then did your safety stop. So you'll want to come up next to that surface marker buoy, and then the boat captains, in my opinion, are just extraordinarily amazing because they seem, with all the other people in the water, they can pluck us out and they're right there to collect us at the end of our dive.
You never swim to the boat comes to you.
Yep. And the water is crystal clear. It might be a little bit hazy here and there, but usually it's just crystal clear. So all within recreational limits. I mean, I don't remember ever going deeper than, say, 80 feet.
You
You
could
could,
but we typically-
but is a
It's a hard bottom, usually at 80.
a hard
Unless we're-
bottom. Mhm.
Unless we're doing something a little for a deep specialty that we want to go a little deeper, that we'll do a little bit.
And the beauty of the drift is that you've constantly got nutrients coming over the reef, and so all of the corals and the fish life are just really healthy and abundant. So check out some of these pictures. Tons of these
quick question.
angelfish.
The DSMB, is there not a requirement for everybody to have their own?
No. Now you do not need to launch that. They make it look really easy. If you want to practice, I always think of these as opportunities to practice, and you let the dive guide know that you're going to do that. By all means, I think it's a great time to do it. But everybody does need to carry a surface marker buoy at the very minimum. If you happen to get away from the group for whatever reason, maybe whatever the cause might be, if you're at the surface and you want to be seen, there's a lot of boat traffic, so you want to deploy your sausage and make sure that you're seen at the surface. Okay, so make sure you have one of those. Yep. But you don't have to deploy one. And again, they make it look like sweet,
really easy.
Sweet and beautiful. Yeah, every single time. So, yeah.
Well, it's a good place to practice it. If you want to practice it, you can. If you want to take the class, we can. If you want to get the certification, we can take care of that too.
Yeah,
great place for it.
Yeah, I've been on dives before where everybody is required to have one, just because there was a safety stop required as well.
Sure. Yeah, and it actually is nice when you have a safety delayed surface marker buoy to do your safety stop. Because then you can just hang right there, dump your air, hold on to the reel, and yeah, it makes it nice. So, all right, so they've got little stuff here. I always describe the drift as a little bit like wind. So if you get a little bit lower to the ground and then maybe tuck in behind a coral head, then you have that opportunity to stop, maybe put your finger in the sand, and to see some of these smaller critters.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. There's lots of little things if you take the time to look. So we saw 3 seahorses on our last trip. And that's the most I'd seen in a week there.
That's amazing. So. Yeah, those are fun.
Yep.
But you just sort of turn into the current and you get a little bit lower. You kick very slowly. You don't have to kick like aggressively. And you'll sit right still. You can wait for the group to catch up with you. You can tuck in behind a coral head. You'll see the dive guides even doing that, kind of collecting the group up. They'll collect the group up and make sure they can see me, the camera person, at the back of the bus, right? Holding things up at the caboose. So, all right, so there's pictures from years gone by. They're all geared up and ready to go. Brian, do you jump in without your fins?
Yep. He does.
Flamingo tongues. You got lobsters. The lobsters in Cozumel are huge, and they walk across the reef and they're like, "Hi, my name is Fred. How you doing?" And beautiful barrel sponges. So just lovely.
Yes, I do. Sorry, I couldn't get to it in time. I was getting the glass of water fill.
Oh, okay. I said, do you jump in without your fins?
Yes, I do. It's easier for me to walk. It's easier for me to walk on the deck without my fins on. I just jump in and slip them on, and I'm good.
Oh, where's the fun in that, man?
Well, it works out.
It works. That's good. So you can see we were able to stay as a group, maybe spread out a little bit, keep each other in sight, but be able to, check out different areas of the reef. Lots and lots of the angelfish. They look like dinner plates. I mean, they're huge. They're just huge.
They're a little camera shy, but they're so pretty.
So pretty, and you almost always see them in pairs.
Yes, yes. Then there's nurse sharks, moray eels, turtles. Oh, big turtles, and then they always have an entourage of various things. Waiting for all the little bits that the turtles are eating from the sponge. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, and this guy.
Splendid toadfish.
This is the splendid toadfish. This little guy here. So you very rarely see the fin, that yellow fin sticking out. Usually, you just see the barbels, and they've got the signal for the toadfish. They do grunt. And the dive guides know how to draw them out of their holes. But the dive guides will be sure to show you these. And then schooling fishes. It's always fun to go through the schooling fishes. So
Toadfish are my favorites.
And those are endemic to Cozumel, those toadfish.
The
splendid toadfish. You don't see them any other places except in Cozumel. So pretty special. You're going to see these triggers. They're usually in pairs, the white spotted, and then you've got the orange phase. So they're kind of fun to watch. They're kind of poking around. And then if you're lucky, you get to see some stingrays. And in those rubbly areas, there's jawfish.
Yep.
Every once in a while, a dive guide, if you get a good dive guide that can see pretty well, they'll show you an Elijah, like little nudibranch looking creatures, or seahorses.
Yep.
So pretty
Seahorses.
fun. Yeah, seahorses, love it. And then Dee Dee said that they will often pick the C53. And the Mayan name for it, I can't actually pronounce.
It's just the C53.
It's just the C53. It was originally, so this is the one and only wreck in Cozumel. And we will be sure to go and do this dive. It was originally built, the ship was originally built in Tampa at the Wilson Marine Shipworks in 1944. It's 184 feet long and 33 feet and 184 feet long, 40 feet high from keel to the top of the superstructure, and further down it's in about 75 feet of water. The ship itself, the sand is in 75 feet. So they sunk it in 1999, and specifically for diving and diving tourism. So they've got big chunks cut out of it so you can peek inside. I think you do have the opportunity to go inside.
You can go in. It's very open.
It's
and
not, all the there's nothing in there that's gonna
no wiring or anything like that. It's all been cleaned out and purposely sunk. So it's you don't have to be wreck certified for it. It's an easy wreck to dive. So it's fun. It's different. So
something different to check out. This picture on the top right with the in the porthole, that's the Reeser brothers.
Yep.
That's Steve and Michael. Pretty fun picture. There's lots of bubbles on this ship, so it collects bubbles, and so it's streaming with bubbles. Very fun. And then I think this is David,
yep,
and
he's
in his Halloween costume. So that's pretty cool. And then there's various places that other dive. They've got buoys, so the dive boats are moored to the ship. And there's different places that they can moor. Yep. So you got to, and the dive guide will lead us through all of these. So pretty.
And
fun.
that's me in the other picture.
That's you there with your yellow fins.
Yep.
Love it.
Yeah, the one horizontal, not the vertical one.
Good example. Setting a good example. All right, and we always, as part of our package, we've got a night dive.
Yep.
And what nights do they tend to do that?
We'll probably do it on Tuesday night. We usually try to do earlier in the week and get it scheduled. That way, if we have any kind of weather issue, we have alternate dates. But usually earlier in the week, we'll get a day or two of diving under our belts, and we'll work with the group and the crew down there to figure out the night dive. But it's nice. You'll see octopus, morays. Once again, all the crabs come out. So not just lobster, but all kinds of crabs. So
and the
starfish basket or the
basket stars.
Basket stars. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So.
Yeah, those are all clumped during the day, and at night they open up. And if you shine your light on them, they wilt. So it's just incredible. You'll see like a barrel sponge with this huge basket star hanging off of it. That's kind of fun. So they usually pick a dive site that we've already done earlier. Mm-hmm. And then also one that tends to be a little bit more shallow and flat. So we're not going to go do a night dive on a big wall. It's going to be more of a shallow 40, 50 foot reef.
And you'll see a totally different crowd of critters. And
yep.
The ones that come out at night, the daytime ones are sleeping or just sitting there, and the nighttime critters are all out. So.
And usually those octopus are out hunting.
They're fun.
They are way fun, way fun to watch, and they're not too disturbed by dive lights.
Nope.
They pretty much they use our lights to help them hunt. So pretty fun.
They put on a show for us.
Yeah. So we come back to the resort, we'll have ourselves our lunch, and then you pretty much have the afternoon to enjoy. Now, for those of us like myself that would want more, you can you go out for an afternoon dive?
Yep. So we have our so Sunday through Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
We have our 2-tank morning dives, and then every afternoon they have 2 more optional dives that you can do. So you could do an additional dive or two in the afternoon. Brian and I tend to go on a lot of those, and if you want to get more dives in, absolutely, we'll be going as well. And then there's the one night dive.
The one night dive, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the package includes the 2 tank morning dives, and then you can just add afternoon dives. That's what I usually like to do. And it sounds like you can do the 3rd dive or a 4th dive if you want.
Or both.
Or both.
Yes,
Or both.
whichever
okay.
one.
And I'll have to find out how much those are. And then the shore diving is really not available at this property. It's very shallow. I mean, 10 feet. But it goes out forever, and you really can't hardly swim out there with tanks. So
just snorkel.
It's just for snorkeling and enjoying the pool. This property, if you have a non-diving spouse, I think is a great. This is a great trip for a non-diving spouse because they can sleep in the morning. And then meet you for lunch, and then you have all afternoon to enjoy each other's company. And there's tons of things to do here on property. You could also, take a ride into town.
Yep.
There's shopping. There's a variety of restaurants and bars and different things, to do. The Margaritaville, that kind of thing, if you wanted. And then I think on Friday, don't you try to go into town?
So Friday will be this year will be Halloween. We typically have a costume contest that and this year it'll fall on a day we don't traditionally dive. So we'll have to figure that out how we're going to do that because we like to if your costume's diveable, we dive in our costumes. So we have a lot of fun with it. If you look at some of the videos on YouTube from years past, you'll see the costumes every year. We have something going on there. This year, with it being on Friday and no diving Friday afternoon because we're getting towards our 24-hour interval, that would be a good time to go into town because there's all the decorations for Day of the Dead will be up. So
that's going to be fun.
That will be fun.
They'll have parades and
parade will be Saturday night, but we'll see all this. We'll see a bunch of stuff.
Getting ready
Friday
for
night,
it.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they probably have parades Friday night. You're right, probably.
Mm-hmm.
But it'd be a good Well, there's
So here's some fun pictures of past costume selections. So you got the Reeser brothers in there, the Frawleys. That one year they were very groovy.
Yep. Fred and Wilma.
Fred and Wilma. So very packable. I think that's kind of fun.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be elaborate. So I made Fred and Wilma that year. I made those costumes.
That's awesome.
So it's something simple, as complicated as you want to make it. So we do have fabulous prizes.
Fabulous prizes.
We have fabulous prizes for our costume contest. So
look at that.
But
We got pirates and
it's a popular one.
Yep. All right. What was Steve Meinhardt?
Oh, he was a breadwinner.
A breadwinner. Oh, terrible.
See?
Terrible.
A homemade costume. Perfectly fine.
Homemade costume.
So,
Very good. This trip is an excellent opportunity to continue your diving education. So we sort of already alluded to that. Brian is an instructor, and he'd be happy to, complete advanced open water. You're sort of cheating because if you do the deep dive in Cozumel, right? That's not nearly as fair as those of us that have did the deep dive at Mermet.
Highly recommend
But whatever. But you could potentially work on advanced drift diving, obviously, boat diving, obviously. DSMB. I mean, there's lots of choices. So if that's and I of course, I'm going to shamelessly plug the fact that we are doing a contest right now towards Master Scuba Diver. But specialties, you get a ticket to enter into the drawing. If you did advanced open water, there's more tickets. So trying to set everybody's eyes on Master Scuba Diver. And that drawing is going to be November 11th or 19th, something like that. It's at our luau. All right, so you guys will be sliding right in, but we'd put your tickets in for you. So good opportunity, not only to earn some a cert, but the chance to win more fabulous prizes. The grand prize is it's a Garmin MK3i. I think is that right, Paul? Did I say that right? MK3i.
Yes.
Perfect. So it's a dive. It's like a smart dive watch, and that also does all your diving. It's a dive computer, but it's a smart watch on top of everything else. Garmin. So pretty wicked cool.
Yeah,
All
that's
right.
a tough call. That's a tough call. Deep in 48-degree water or deep in 85-degree water.
I know, right?
How about that?
With pretty fish.
With pretty fish. All right, so our Y-kiki package, what's included is the round trip air, so it's group airfare from St. Louis and all the transfers, 7 nights accommodations at Iberostar. It's an all-inclusive property, so that includes all your meals and beverages, alcoholic and non-alcoholic, free Wi-Fi, although, how is it in the rooms?
It's good. It's good.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay. Nightly entertainment.
We didn't talk about that. They do some nice shows there. They have a whole theater area that they do, and they bring in entertainers every night.
And so that's pretty fun. 5 days of 2 tank boat dives, like we described, plus 1 night dive. Of course, your tanks and weights, free nitrox and marine park fees, and a trip rash guard. So a souvenir rash guard. What's not included is your dive staff gratuities. So just for budgeting purposes, I typically offer $10 to $12 a dive. And then there's a $2 environmental fee per room per night, and you got to pay that on site. So pretty nominal. So just about everything is included. You do want to bring a little bit of tip money. I certainly know that with an all-inclusive property, if you tip the bartenders early, you tend to get a little bit better service as the week goes on.
We tip our bartenders and we tip our housekeepers.
Housekeepers, yes, yeah. So you do want to show the love. These people work really hard on our behalf and make our dive vacation special. So show a little bit of love while we can. So near pool room, double occupancy for divers. It's at that $2,900, $2,905 rate. Non-divers, $2,285. For an ocean view room, it's not that much more. So it's $3,005. Non-divers, $2,385. There is single occupancy rates and other like triple occupancy rates, that kind of thing. So you just need to see me if you had something different. And join us for our favorite dive vacation. This is the only dive trip that we do annually and have been doing so continuously since I think since I started doing this, since 2002. So at least, and I've had Y-kiki since 2005. So definitely, it's an annual trip. It's just a great trip for a beginner diver and the experienced diver, and then it's also great for the diver and then the non-diving spouse. It's just one of those properties that really is, it's one for everybody. It's just a nice vacation. And we would love to have you join us. So I think, did we miss anything on your list here?
I don't think so. I think we covered most anything. I guess questions for anybody?
Does anybody have any questions for us?
How many spots do you have available for this year?
Yeah, so I actually have about, let's see, I took out 30 spots. Or 20 spots, maybe 20 spots, and I have half of it sold. So I have at least half left still available. I think people don't realize, we sort of have to firm these details up, and we're in the middle of summer, right? But this is an October trip, but it's a fall trip. So, yeah, so the sooner the better to get your name on the list.
Four spots available?
Say it again?
For a husband. You got at least 4 spots available for a double set of husband and wife?
I do. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And we got really good airfare with United, so that also helps. So, and that's all included. So usually we do American, and I have a love-hate relationship with American Airlines. So
I have a love-hate relationship with airlines.
In general, right?
It just is what it is. So, but we've dealt with about everything, so we get through it. We get there.
We get there.
And we get back.
It's a little bit. It's part of one of the priorities, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Have you dove in Cozumel before, Troy?
No, I have not. That's why
You
I
have
want to
not?
go.
Okay. You'll like it. It's great diving.
So it's the Mesoamerican Reef System. I think I said that right. It's the second largest reef system in the world. I think the Great Barrier's got us beat. But it's a beautiful. If you've dove in Belize, you've dove on that same reef system.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a large reef system, large and long, but it's really nice diving. Walls, reefs.
Last year, I did a reef dive with Life Waters at Jupiter,
Oh,
and it was a
excellent.
Okay.
Yes.
yeah, it was a drift dive along a reef, so it was great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
this-
it seems like it should be scary, but once you actually do it, you're like, oh, this is pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, drift diving is great. This place is a great. It's just great diving. It's easy diving. You just kick back and you get your buoyancy settled, and you just enjoy the view as it goes by.
Enjoy the show.
And we can always tuck into a little grooves here and there if we need to slow down and take a closer look at something here and there. It never fails to be a spectacular dive trip. The diving is always great, no matter when we go.
cool.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm going to talk to my friends about it, my wife, and see if they want to come along. So.
I love
Awesome.
it. I appreciate that. We'd love to have you.
Yeah.
So we'd love to share
Yeah.
this trip with others for sure. So.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if there's not any other questions, we can sort of wrap up tonight. We want to encourage you. I should have included some pointers here, but if you go to the Y-kiki YouTube channel, we've got videos. I always put together. I collect everybody's pictures and video, and I always build a souvenir video of each trip. So you could go back and look at all of those from years past, and sort of see, that, because of course on these, these webinars, it's hard to show video, but the resort has some great video, the Dressel Divers has great video, and then of course our past trips, we've got some fun and fabulous video from those
I did
past
a lot
years.
of the video last year, and it was okay.
Yeah. So, so check that out. And if what I'll do is I'll try to email you guys some links that you can, so you guys can have access to those and see for yourself, because the video, I think, speaks volumes.
Put our names and put Brian and I's name and numbers on there. If you have any questions,
Yeah.
call us. We've been doing this for years. We know the island very well.
Got a great relationship with NASA, so
Yep.
we're able to handle every single problem that pops up.
We get special dive sites if we need to.
Yep.
So we have some clout there.
Yeah.
I actually just put my phone number in the comments if you want to glance at it and write it down now. If you got any questions, come up or wait for the email and it'll be in the email. Whatever you want to do. I threw it out there in case anybody wants it now.
I also put a link to the YouTube channel.
Oh, you
Perfect.
did.
Yeah.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Paul.
Thank you, Paul.
Thanks, Paul.
All right, everybody. Well, I think that wraps it up for us tonight. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to blowing bubbles with you in the future.
Absolutely.
All right.
And thanks
All
to
right.
Dee Dee. Sure appreciate her being here tonight. All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night.